Hey, Scrappy friends, this is Mags from Mags Graphics, and today I want to share with you two new packs of enhanced art, the Everyday Enhanced Big Wave Easy Pages and the Everyday Enhanced Flourish Easy Pages. Easy Pages are just a little bit different from regular photo clusters or enhanced clusters because they have a background to them so that you're one step closer to finishing a completed layout in even less time than you would be with enhanced photo clusters. So let's get started. I'm going to hide these first, and we're going to talk about the big wave. Actually, as you can see, they've got some texture to them, multiple different waves and accents, some photos already listed, and then there's a lightly textured white background. And then on our Flourish pages, we have a top and bottom photo drop along with what's behind it. You cannot see it here, but there's also a full page photo drop and then some smaller ones along with the Flourish and their little bits and pieces. So we'll back out to this, hide this, and we'll start with the Big Wave Easy Pages. So I'm going to add this one to the page. Now the first thing is right-click, group, and ungroup. Now you have all of the layers. So it is easy to drag and drop your photos in here, and you can certainly use it as is. The different layers have texture added to them. You don't have to do a thing except for add photos, add some journaling, and add a title, and your layout could be done. But you can also customize it. So I'm going to go over here. I had pulled up the Beach Paradise and Beach Wedding bundles, and they have some both really wonderful papers to them that could be a lot of fun. So I'm going to scroll down here. They both have some foil papers that I do love. So I'm going to click on this one, and I think we will right click, fill selected shape, and then I'm going to select this one and use this foil, and then this one, we'll try the blue. The little accent lines are separate on a separate layer. They also have texture on them already. I could leave them be. If I wanted to add color to them, I could always fill them and then add a texture, or I could fill them here with any of my papers that are on there. Then I could come here to the background and I could either leave it the way it is, or I could choose different papers, and I'll just fill selected shape. So there's one. If I wanted something a little less bright, maybe fill selected shape with this one. And I don't know if that matches very well. Moving down into the beach wedding kit, we've got a pretty, actually we've got a couple of fun waves in the beach wedding kit. That could be fun in the background. And then I could switch these out for ones that specifically came with the kit, or I could adjust the color, although that one's pretty darn close. Maybe we'll switch this one out, fill selected shape. And I think this one will change the hue and saturation to match one of the other ones in here. Let's try that. Well, I'm not sure I like that so much. We'll maybe decrease the saturation, which now looks like the other one. That's funny. And I think we'll change this one here too. Hue and saturation, sample from screen. Let's try this lighter color. And lower the saturation. Ooh, not that much. I love being able to play around with these options in Artisan. It's just really cool, all the different things. I mean, just by adjusting, I have totally changed the color. It feels, I mean, it's the same color, but the hue and saturation, brightness, it just really changes the whole look of it. Then I could always come over here and I could choose something to tuck in. I could make a cluster out of the flowers. I could always add our little guy here. Which one is this? This one? Maybe so he's back behind. We could always add a shark in here. Maybe tip him. Yeah, I'm going to hold the shift key down, make him a little bit smaller. Tuck him behind so he's peeking out. I could always bring him over, move him up a little bit. maybe in front of that photo. That's a little better, just so he's just peeking out a little bit. And then, of course, go here to my new elements and add in some shadows. But I would be easily able to drop in my photos and have a finished beach layout. But you could also think outside of the box. So I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to go up here to pick a new kit. I'm going to go to Winter Retreat, which is usually my go-to winter kit. I have a lot of winter kits. I have Winter Weary, I have Winter Whimsy, I have Winter Green, but I really love the colors in Winter Retreat. So we're going to go to that one, and we're going to turn these wavy things maybe into some snow. So one option is I could go up to the color ribbon and turn black and white if I would like to keep that sparkly texture that I added from those other foil papers. So that is one option. Let's see, that gives us a little bit grayer. Hue adjustments. Ooh, color channel adjustments. Neat. I like seeing all of our options. And then we'll say okay on that one. And on this one, we'll also do, maybe add the red filter because it looks like it's going to be darker. That seems very dark. How about the green filter? Very cool. Now I could go back here and I could choose a snowy background. Or maybe something with a little more color to it. Fill selected shape. And if you were anyone like us this year, we got just an insanity amount of snow. I mean, unbelievable. But I could always go back in here, and we had some fun deer pictures of some deer that crossed into our yard. So here we can now add these in. And here's another one. And now I've taken this layout that was specifically made more for waves and turned it into a winter page. Maybe a little more challenging with the pages that look specifically like waves, but with this one, I can do a lot. We can sort of tuck him into the snow, add a custom shadow, and I could always add a journaling spot in here. I could add in some mountains behind, and maybe a little, instead of that shark that we had before, maybe we could have this little bunny sort of popping in. Add him a little shadow, not that far. Tucking in and peeking out. And if I don't like the blue tint to him, I could always go up here to color black and white and add him, make him now more of a white bunny versus the blue tint that he has to match this kit. Then I could still go back up and add word art or a title or some journaling. With these little snow spots, I could always add my journaling right in here. So a lot of really fun things that you can do. And here, this is something that we started with that was a wave enhanced page. So lots of good stuff. Let me make this a little bit bigger so that you can see them. And I'm going to select all over here and just group them. And then we'll hide them so that we can talk about our other version of Easy Pages. All right. Oh, I accidentally added my preview there too. That's all right. All right. So scrolling down, we have the Everyday Enhanced Flourishes. There's a lot of fun bits to this. So again, we'll add it to the page. And I will right-click, group and ungroup. And the first thing you might notice is this bright red frame on the left side. That is a photo frame. You can see from the words, and it is the full size of the page. So if I didn't want the top half and the bottom half of a photo, I could always drag and drop a picture into this. I've still got the deer on my screen right here, so this isn't going to be a good match, but I'm just going to show you how it can fit into that whole spot. You know what? I had everything selected and it just put it into everything. So let's undo all of those. the things you learn while you're in the middle of a demonstration. It just tried to fill every single thing that I had. Okay, try that. Okay, go back to this, and you can see that it was a full page. But in this case, that doesn't really fit what I need it for. But I could, if I wanted to continue with this whole option, is keep these two halves. I'm going to click on the top half, add my little deer into here. I think we're going to zoom in and move it up so it's peeking up here. And continuing with our winter theme, we'll go back to Winter Retreat Bundle and look at some of our options that we've got. Maybe I could add this bottom, fill it with some snow. And then I could use the Flourish to add some accent colors. It's neat that we've got the brown of the deer. I could add in this brown. I could pick this one and do a blue to be opposite. Fill in that one. And then down here, maybe I could get more of a white. Selected shape. And then I have spots for the close-up pictures also. And I can tuck in my journaling. And I would keep going from there, making the layouts with the Flourish. Now, one of the layouts I made, I'm going to select all and group this. No, we're going to take that off. Let's just group this part. Grouping, group. And then we'll hide it. So on one of the layouts that I had been working on for my personal scrapbooking, I wanted to use this one, add to page. However, I really needed it to be turned the other way. So while it was still grouped, I turned it. Then I did grouping, ungroup. Now our first issue is that everything is turned sideways. These 3 squares are easy. We can just turn them back around. They're squares. It doesn't impact anything. And then I can always go back and select my personal favorite shadow. Okay, with these turned sideways, they are the wrong direction. So first I'm going to flatten them. That is going to make it adjust its orientation so that my little green circle is at the top. Then I'm going to use the outliner tool for both of them. In this case, it was just a simple rectangle. So I can scoot it back down. There were plenty of waves here to cover up any type of seams, so I didn't have to match it to the waves. I'll get rid of the stroke. I will right-click, fill, convert to photo drop point, and I'll do the same thing up here. It's a regular shape. I'm going to use the outliner tool, get rid of that, bring it down under these flourishes, and then I'm going to fill and convert to photo drop point. Now I can fill over any of these waves any way that I want to do that. And I will actually, with the miracle of editing software, and just bring it over. This is the layout I ended up making with one of these, with this where I turned it sideways. So I'm going to bring it over. I believe it's going to be a little bit small. So I'm going to change this so that you can see it in full size. And so this is the one that I made using the football kit. It changes it completely. I added in the pictures that I wanted, tucked in a little rectangle for some journaling, 2 embellishments, and then a little tag here from the kit that I could use for the date. And that came from the same one that you saw me messing with right here. I also deleted a couple of the extra photos because I only had one big one. So you can see there is a lot of flexibility and things that you can do with these kits, and I can't wait to see what you make with them. Thanks for watching.